Oh, hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have the adjustment card. This is a Libra kind of energy. I feel like you're really in need of a partnership right now. Okay, I think that the best way to move ahead with what you're doing is with the right teammate. Now, this doesn't mean that you just have to hook up with anybody that comes along that has a great idea or has the resources to match you or anything like that. I think that it's really about finding the right person to bring into this work with you. Okay, whatever work you're doing, whether we're talking career, school, if we're talking personal stuff, if we're talking creative stuff, if it is something to do with a business that you're starting, that you're running, or maybe trying to get off the ground, I feel like the partnership is really the important focus right now. And I think that, Sagittarius, you're usually kind of a lone ranger, I feel that a lot of the time you tend to rely solely on yourself, that you would rather suffer and endure and get something done right than to maybe have an easier time of it with a team. But things aren't really going to be manifesting your vision, right? So I feel like you'd rather do it yourself so that you maintain control, that you have all of the creative input, and it's really everything's on your shoulders, all of the risk, but yet all of the reward too. But this card's kind of saying that something might be different right now, that we might be in need of the right connection, the right partnership, the right teammate. Okay, not just anybody. It has to be one, I think, that maybe shares your vision. It has to be one that maybe can help you balance the load of what you're doing. Maybe it's even somebody that can just take care of a lot of the sort of smaller things so that you can focus on the bigger picture. Okay. I think you're somebody right now that's trying to juggle a lot of things, trying to find the right balance, the right proportion between, let's say the creative side of the work and of the business or administrative side of your work. Okay. It could be, really career versus family. It could be a lot of these kinds of dualities. But I think really this is about finding the right connections, right? Making the right connection and networking in the right way that will make your life not only easier, but will bring success to you a lot faster. Okay, now we're going to put this card into some context. We need some other energy around it to see what we're sort of looking for or what this is or what other energies are about here. Okay, now we've got a Knight of Wands. Very interesting now, Knight of Wands. So we have Aries energy and Libra energy. We've got the Tower underneath everything. 10 of Pentacles. A 6 of Pentacles, yes. And 7. So we've got sort of this is very successful, very cooperative this way, right? On this curve. But then this curve over here is fiery and challenging and destructive. So we have kind of that duality even set out in the cards here. Constructive and then destructive. Okay. And this could really mean a lot of things. It's possible that the idea of a partnership seems to be sort of the last thing you want, right? We're going to continue with our cards here. We've got a Knight of Swords, a 9 of Swords, the universe or world card, and finally the Fool. I wonder if this is really, if it's meant to bring somebody on board that can help you share some of the work. I feel like you've got everything sort of piled onto you, and while you are resistant to having any kind of a partnership or any kind of compromise, you're really feeling that it's needed. Like, it's a good idea, but you're resistant to it. And I kind of feel that there's a worry here, I think, that having the wrong kind of partnership will totally derail whatever your plans are. We could be talking life generally, right? And when we say partner, we don't necessarily mean a romantic partner. In fact, I don't think that's it at all. Not even a little tiny bit. Okay, I feel like it's somebody that it's more of a business sort of thing. It's either, it could be a friendship, I guess, but it feels more of a sort of an official business relationship. Now, maybe you're retired. Maybe this is about finding the right sort of people to help you do things that you need to do, right? To free yourself up from all of these many obligations. Kind of, we're outsourcing some stuff, okay? But it's got to be the right person. Whether you're looking for a personal assistant, you're looking for, it could be the right kind of advisor, the right kind of attorney, maybe, the right kind of manager, or the right kind of just somebody to sort of run the front office while you do the work, that you are the creative work of this, right? You're kind of running the back of the house, let's say, right? If you're the chef, you need someone that's going to be able to greet, diners and seat them and fill up water and take orders and really organize the front of the house and keep things running smoothly, right? You can't be in two places at once, I think, is sort of the image that I'm getting, right? And if it's maybe you're a doctor or some sort of practitioner, you need to be in the back doing what you do, being hands-on, right? You need somebody up front that's going to be able to set appointments and take calls and manage the books and do all that sort of stuff. Okay? So I feel like that's kind of the secret here. And it's a problem because I think you're sort of resistant to that. You like doing everything yourself. You like to sort of be the one-person show, but there needs to be some sort of partnership here. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. I'm going to set it down over here and put Frank and Duck right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. But it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it down in the comments. Okay? Let's practice our intuition. Let's do it together. But right now, let's look at these major arcana. We have our standard, what we sort of get, standard four major arcana. This is sort of two people cooperating. This is destruction, right? Then of course, we have also, we have the Fool and the Universe, which are always an interesting pair, right? Because in some ways, it feels to me like by having somebody come in to take care of things for you, it almost feels like you're sort of getting... It's almost, I don't want to say it's like you're retiring, but it's kind of like with these two cards, it's kind of like you're just now freeing up your time to go travel and enjoy life and just have fun adventures. Like it's almost like you've started a business and now you just need to bring in a management team, let them run it. You go enjoy your success, right? So I like that. I think that's a nice way to look at it. It isn't all about partnerships, though. I think it is about finding a balance in your life. It is about doing these sort of minor, and maybe not even so minor, some adjustments in your life, changing some things, realizing that the way you're doing things needs to change a little bit in order for you to continue to have this success and maybe give yourself a little bit of free time, a little bit of enjoyment, and allowing yourself... I think a little bit more ease, okay? And everybody likes a little bit more ease. I think the right teammate or the right sort of delegation or the right outsourcing of things is going to make all the difference for you right now. Okay, we've got the Knight of Wands right here. Now we could be talking about an Aries person or Aries Libra sort of person, because we've got both of these power cards for both Aries and Libra. Okay, so there might be a connection with either of those signs for you. It feels like the issue here, the work for you really to do, is to try to slow down. Because I feel how is that always the thing with you, Sagittarius? Every reading we have, it's kind of like, you got to slow down. I think you're just pushing so hard for your success in life that you're probably experiencing a lot of success. I mean, especially with this 10 of Pentacles back here. Because look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana energies. We got fire, no water. We've got some air that we got to deal with. And then we've just got earth and earth. So we have fire to earth, fire and earth. And so it really is that kind of ambitious willpower, that intent, your burning, driving desire to manifest, to create, to achieve something. Okay? So we've got fire to earth. We've got the idea, we've got the impulse and the inspiration, and we want to see it become, we want to see our vision sort of manifesting in the world around us. In order to do that, that idea, that force, that fire energy has to go through your heart and your mind. Now, your heart, we don't see the water energy. So I feel like your heart is in this. Your heart's definitely in the right place. But I think with the air energy, something's got to change. I think, especially with the 9 of Swords, I feel like you're resistant to anybody helping. You're resistant to anybody coming in and giving advice. It's like, maybe you should bring in a consultant, but there's a resistance. They're saying, no, I don't want anybody to look at it. I don't want anybody to touch it. And I get that. Trust me, I get that. Honestly, I got people emailing me all day that say, hey, let me edit your videos. Let me make some shorts for you. Let me manage your channel. Let me do, and I said, no, I don't want anybody touching anything. Ask my wife, Lenore. She's over at Ula Tea Leaf Reading. She does marvelous work on her channel. But she says, let's change your set today. Let's change your flowers. She has all these great ideas, and I'm resistant to it. I say, no, I don't want anybody touching anything. She's the only one, actually, that's allowed into the studio to do anything. So trust me, I understand this energy. The Knight of Wands, very active, right? Sort of getting carried away with this energy. And I think that you're so inspired with your creative ideas. You've got so much gas in the tank. You really, really do. That it seems natural for you to just keep flying forward. You're rushing like that arrow shot out of a bow. Infinitely, right? Just soaring through time and space. You sometimes don't really stop to say, okay, what could make this trip a little easier? What could make things more enjoyable? What could make things more successful with less effort? See, this is sort of a card that just runs straight forward this is the sprinter, okay? This is the sprinter, and what you're sprinting into is difficulty, okay? Sprinting right into difficulty. So we do need to slow down and make maybe some minor adjustments, but then also maybe some major adjustments to things, okay? And for one, I think we need to start accepting the help that's coming in. I think there may be a necessity right now to delay your current plans, whatever they are. Spirit's telling me slow down, there's a delay. Slow down before you hit. It's kind of like you're speeding down the road. You're speeding, let's say you're speeding up a mountain road. I mean, really speeding. Too fast, dangerously fast. Don't do that. Right? Bad news every time. What do you do when suddenly there's construction, the road is closed, or there's a car that's stalled? Right? Or there's a family of ducks crossing the road in the mountains, I guess. I don't know. Maybe there's a lake. You're going to have to hit your brakes really, 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 really hard so that you don't smack right into that obstacle, which to me is the 7 of Swords, kind of a brick wall ahead of you. You've got to slow down so that you can be aware of what these challenges are going to be in your very near future. Slow it down. Okay, and even with this Libra energy, with this adjustment card, as much as this is sort of about partnerships and business deals and contracts and relationships of that sort of nature. Now, maybe this isn't a business. Maybe you're in school. Maybe you're retired. Maybe we're talking about the library here. I don't know. You've got to slow down and observe. And every decision, every choice that you make, weigh the options, weigh the importance or the significance of each one. It's kind of like, do I need to go really, really fast so I can get, is there a sense of urgency here? Or is there a need to really play it safe? What's the risk-reward ratio here for you? Okay? Maybe we're talking investments. I don't know anything about investments. This isn't financial advice, trust me. Or don't trust me if you think it's financial advice, but there might be something to that. We've got the 10 of Pentacles in the background here. And so maybe this is about you have these resources and you are just almost impulsively rushing forward, sprinting forward with all of these resources. I mean, these two, this is a combination that's going to spend your money real quick. You got all these great ideas. It's suddenly like, maybe suddenly you've had a really good month or a really good year in your business, or there's been a lump sum. Maybe you won the lottery. I don't know. But it's like you suddenly have this a large chunk of money. And you're just thinking, yes, I've got so many things. I want to redo the floor. I want to get a new street put in. We got to do the roof. I want to get new machines over here. I got to hire 50 people. I got to get the new car. I got to get a van. I got to get the sign made. Before you know it, you're down to nothing. Right? So we are looking at something that is implying a conservative energy, a conservative approach. Balancing the budget, balancing the need to spend money on some essential things, but save money for whatever these challenges are going to be in the future. This is the secret to success. Having a little bit left over for those variables, for those rainy days, for those unexpected roadblocks or challenges. Okay? Because I think this is a delay coming. And it might mean that your business is going to have a slow month. You've got to have something to tide you over until things pick up again. So we're running so fast here. We're flying forward. We're sprinting. And maybe in the sprint, we're not going to see the obstacles coming around the corner. Right? Maybe it's an idea, too, of sort of running out of gas. We've had this conversation before about you living life at the red line. Right? And of course, that's what we have now. So you're back to sprinting again, Sagittarius. Slow down. Okay, slow down. The tower underneath everything, to me, it sort of feels like it's this energy that says, if I don't hurry, if I don't run and rush right now, then something bad will happen. Okay? And the tower is always this feeling that something at any moment, like the other shoe's going to drop. Like something's going to happen if I don't work as hard and as fast as I can. Okay? So it certainly doesn't seem like the path of the serpent is really for you, right? With the Fool energy. The Fool is kind of the opposite of what you want right now. You don't want Fool energy. You don't want this carefree sort of almost lackadaisical, right? Just sort of enjoying life. Wake up today. I wonder what we're going to do today. Wandering from one thing to the next. No schedule, no purpose, no plan. It seems ghastly, honestly, right? Because you have a structure and an order and a commitment, and you are trying to, I think, stave off any kind of disaster. Well, what we don't understand is that through this fiery energy, we're actually running headfirst into disaster. So what we need is to conserve, right? We have this 10 of Pentacles through your balance, and we could look at the adjustment card as not so much the scales of justice, but the we're sort of we're weighing out the resources. We're weighing gold and silver, and sort of money conversion kind of thing. We could look at it like a financial kind of scale, and we're going from the what we could look at it just as we're going up and this way with the fire. We could be going down and this way with the this earth energy. So I feel like the Ten of Pentacles really is that ultimate goal that we want, right? This is the sort of, maybe this is the resource that's behind you. Excuse my voice today. I really feel like I'm getting sick again. The Ten of Pentacles is the ideal sort of, resources in your coffers, so to speak. And this really could be a lump sum of money. This could be really the awareness that this is the potential here, that this is what you're working toward. Okay, it's a lot of wealth in the background. The wealth is sort of behind you, and so maybe this was the money that you originally invested in your current work, or it doesn't have to be money. Maybe we're not talking about a business. Maybe, if this is school, that'd be the money that you invested in this thing too. If this is something else, a creative project, this is the resources, whether it's money, time, blood, sweat, and tears, energy, whether it's space, right? Whatever this is everything that you've invested. And this is a card of wealth. This is kind of saying that you've really given everything you've got to this thing. Okay? And I think if we're mismanaging our own energy right here, we're going to run into this disaster. We're not going to be prepared for it. So instead, we're going to sort of make a left turn. We're going to head up here to the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is confirming a lot of things. One, this is a card of cooperation. This is the card of, saying like, having a team is sort of better than going solo, right? There's no I in team, right? This is a group of people sitting around a table, strategizing, figuring things out. It doesn't show just one person that's sort of trying to handle everything. That would kind of be our Knight of Wands here, right? Rushing around, trying to do everything themselves. We're courting disaster, especially with, your deepest fears of this tower are really materializing as, in your effort to avoid the tower, I think you're actually running right into it. So what we do here is we try to conserve. This is the card of material success. This is the card, to me, that says we've got enough to see us through the lean month, right? And I don't know that you're going to be experiencing a slow month or in whatever you're doing, but I do feel that we've got to be prepared to meet with the unexpected obstacles. Okay, not guaranteed that they will show up. Let's hope they don't, right? Let's really hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles is also that, like I said, that card of a team, of cooperation. And I feel that right now a team is really going to be important for you. There's really going to be a benefit to you finding the right person or group of people that can help you to manage things and to keep things going in a way that is going to really continue building the success and growing this, whatever it is. Doesn't have to be a business. It could be your university career. It could be, a creative project or whatever, right? Maybe you're building a library. The Seven of Wands, of course, is that brick wall. We don't want to run straight into it head first because we're not going to win. Okay, this is a situation that is really it's if we, how to phrase this, if we continue the way we've been going, we're running into this, and this is something that is going to overpower you. This is something that, the odds are really against you on this. It really is like a brick wall and your fists pounding against the brick wall. Not going to work. As much as you might try, you're not going to move the wall. Okay? So this is about making sure that you are fortified enough whether that's with financial resources or a reserve, you can have energy, or a team, you got some backup, right? Then we can overcome these obstacles, and I think you're going to be just fine, because there will be more obstacles. There will be a challenge, and I think that you have the resources to meet with any of these challenges, but the awareness seems like it is sort of moving too fast, that we're unable to anticipate these, and by the time you see it, it's going to be right in front. It's going to be right here, Let's see what's going on in the path of the serpent. All right. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost anything, and it really does support the channel, and I really, really do appreciate that. All right. Now, let's talk about your general energy with this Knight of Swords. Again, we have the idea of the Knight, and again, we have this idea of Aries with the Libra energy. Okay, so I don't know what the Libra connection is with you, but I feel like there is a strong Libra connection. I feel like you're somebody who, like right now, you're very quick to make decisions. I think you're someone who is, because you're so committed to what you're doing, because you love this so much, because this is your life, right? I think you're very quick to say no. You're very quick to reject. You're very quick to keep people away, right? Somebody says, "Hey, I've got an idea." You say, "No." It takes a little bit to get you to slow down to even listen to a proposal, right? It's kind of like someone says, "Hey, you should hire, someone to help you manage the books or whatever, do the accounting, And no, you're not even going to look at the resumes. You're not even going to look online to see who's out there and who's available, And especially when it comes to the financial stuff, I think it's important that we get the professional in, But this doesn't have to be financial, doesn't have to be a business. Whatever we're talking about here, it's kind of like you saying, "No, I'll do it on my own. I don't want to go talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody." We could be talking about something even a little bit more serious with this Earth energy. Maybe this is kind of a, more of a physical wellness kind of thing before it's a financial thing, right? Maybe this is somebody's refusal to go and, have the checkup at the doctor, get the test done, or, that sort of thing. It's sort of it's this idea that if I just keep moving forward, I'm going to be all right. Once you slow down a little bit, that's when people get sick, right? We've all heard that before. I mean, my grandpa used to say that, as long as I keep busy, I'm going to be healthy. But if I ever slow down, that's when I'm going to get sick. And I always said, I don't know if that's true. I was a kid anyway. But I feel that that's kind of the attitude right now. And maybe it's not necessarily even your attitude. We could be talking about a third party, though I don't think so. We could be talking about a Libra or an Aries person close to you, and maybe you're dealing with a person that's like this. Okay, it could be, but I think that's what's going on in the Nine of Swords in the position of the environment. Now this is difficult, because this is a relationship with people that is, well, it's just not. It's not harmonious. It's not a partnership. It really is kind of almost a refusal. It's almost as if somebody in your life is taking offense to this idea that we should accept help. And now, I don't know. Maybe it's not you. But if somebody proposes the help, getting help, hiring somebody, let's get somebody in here, I feel like that's almost being taken as a very offensive suggestion, And we don't want to have this. I feel like this is, now I'm starting to kind of wonder if there is perhaps an older male energy in your life that you're dealing with, that is this energy that we're describing is really this other person. And maybe they're a Libra or an Aries, just a possibility. But I feel like they're really opposed to anybody helping with anything. It's kind of like maybe you want to hire somebody to go and clean their house for them, because they're getting old, right? And they say, no, how dare you suggest that? And they actually take it personally and feel like you just insulted them, right? It's like you just wiped your shoes all over their couch or something. It could be you as well. We could be talking about your energy. We could be talking about somebody that you're dealing with right now, that is in need of some assistance, but is really refusing it, is offended at the mere thought that they can't do everything themselves forever, right? And so there's it's somebody that I think has a big problem trusting other people. Yeah. They don't want to rely on anybody else. Maybe there was a time where they did, and maybe they got burned, right? So they really don't have a lot of close relationships. I think that probably they have family relationships, but even with family, it's just kind of like someone's really stuck in their ways and does not want any new people in, does not trust people in any way, maybe even assumes that, it's kind of the old cliche of, that there's someone coming over, an assistant or a nurse, like a medical person coming over to the house or something, and it's just the assumption that, they're stealing from me, I'm older. My parents and grandparents are getting older, and I've had some experience with that. There is a lack of trust with strangers coming into the house and interacting with us in our most vulnerable state, and that's what I'm feeling with this Nine of Swords here. So, I know we're going from kind of the financial to now there's an older person, and it might not even be financial. It might be something health related. Take it how it resonates for you. Okay. The difficult thing with the world or the universe card, it seems to be that it almost feels as if there's a loss of freedom being suggested. Right? This idea of, hey, let's get somebody to take care of the financial paperwork. Let's get somebody to do the taxes for us. Let's get somebody to help with the cooking or the cleaning or to make sure we take our medication or whatever. It feels like there's a loss of freedom here. It feels as if somebody is trying to constrict their world down. Right? And that fiery energy here, this is a person with a lot of vitality left, right? A lot of energy, wants to do everything themselves. And so the worst thing to do with a Knight of Wands is, or even with a Fool, is to try to say, hey, we're taking away some of your freedom of movement. You wanted to do all these, take care of everything, do everything in your life, but we're taking that away from you, and we're going to pay somebody else to do it. Okay. It's kind of like you want to hire somebody to go clean your dad or your grandpa's house for them because they're getting old, and it's a nice thing to do, right? And they see it as you're taking away some of their ability, That's something that I'm perfectly capable of doing it, and here you are trying to take it away and give it to somebody else, and actually, God forbid, pay somebody else, hard-earned money to do something that I'm capable of doing, okay? So I don't know exactly who it is in your life, if this is something that you're going through, if it's a family member that you're, or if it is something to do with a business or a financial situation, okay? There are some possibilities there, okay? Spirit is saying definitely keep an eye on the spending and make sure that when you have a big bill, that it's a necessary expenditure. We're not just we're not just spending all over the place, with the Knight of Wands here. It has to be something that is kept track of and measured and written down and budgeted for, and it has to be something that's kind of like, it has to be approved, like, yes, okay, that's something we got to spend money on. Okay. The Fool card at the end is an interesting card because the Fool is transcendence, the Fool is freedom, the Fool is really a non-attachment, right? I wonder if some of this whatever we're talking about, if it's financial, if it's something business, if it's something health related, or if it's something with an older family member, I feel that through this situation, there really is an increase of freedom. I know we kind of feel like things are being taken away, and I'm doing less and less and less, and my world is getting smaller. But I feel like it's actually opening up your mind, opening up your creative energy, opening up your time and space. Right over here, we feel that that space is getting smaller, that the world is getting smaller, but really, it feels like without these other responsibilities or burdens, that there is a lot more time for, let's say, the creative process. If this is a business, you're going to hire somebody to do some of the other stuff. You're going to have a lot more energy, time, ability, right, opportunity to create, to innovate, to do what you do, to do what is sort of the essence of yourself. Okay. In a health kind of situation, I feel that it's important, if this is a family member or an older, someone that you're trying to help out. I think it's important that if they are feeling as if their world is getting smaller, that we replace those things that are being, essentially taken away. Replace those things with something that's going to stimulate them, in their creative energy, in their mind, right? Keep them busy, keep them, it's kind of like we got to spin it in the right way. Be like, hey, you don't have to mop the floors or clean the bathrooms anymore. Guess what? We have more time to play bridge now, or whatever people do. We've got more time to be out in the garden, or, there's more time now for you to work on those other creative projects that you wanted to. More time to invent more things and create more things that are going to keep the business going and keep the success coming and keep things expanding, or that are going to sort of reinforce the well-being and the overall health of the person themselves. So it feels like this is the key to success here. This is the secret, but there's some resistance to it. All right, now let's look at this mystery card. Water energy, right? We need it, we don't have it. Or even an empress, I think, would be good, kind of showing the healing, showing the well-being, showing the kind of, maybe even the happiness, the realization of paradise. And it's kind of, to me, it has to be a card that's going to say, whoever we're talking about is going to realize that, oh, yes, this was a good idea. And it's kind of like you kind of have to force it to happen, and then they will realize that it was a good idea. Let's see. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. 10 Pentacles. Well, we're back to where we started, right? 10 of Pentacles. So it kind of is a way to either restore health, or it is a way to restore the success, to continue building this financial abundance, or even to sort of double what you invested in this thing, right? So we have 2 tens of Pentacles. So we got 20 Pentacles. So we have more than what we started with, right? So it's kind of like and maybe this is it, maybe by spending a little bit of money to have other people take care of certain things, right? To get them off of your plate, you're actually going to see more of a return on that investment than you can imagine. It's like, wait, by spending money, by hiring people, I'm going to make more money? I feel like that's sort of the secret here. And you got to spend a little to earn a little, right? So I feel that this is really, and maybe this is the health situation too, that this is actually going to bring back a more complete and more full experience of health and well-being. Okay? So it seems to me that this is a good idea. Whatever's coming through right now for you in this way, we've got to try not to be too resistant to it. Okay, because it is something that's it's going to come back to you double. Whatever you put in, whatever the cost, whatever you're sort of losing, whatever's being taken away, it's going to result in a huge gain for you. Okay. Now we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, there's a link up top. There's one down below. New readings for Sagittarius are on Wednesdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you. And we're all in this together.